Hey guys, do you want to start up or you want to settle for a job? What factors you should consider before starting up? How should you make the decision? If you want to know more on this, watch this video. Let's start with some interesting facts. Do you know that 90% of startups fail? Do you know 10% of startups fail in the first year itself? And do you know the number one reason for startups failing, which is around 43%, is lack of product to market fit? And why that happens? Because entrepreneurs love their idea and the world doesn't. Now, I'm not trying to actually paint a grim picture of starting up or the world of entrepreneurship. It is great. What I'm trying to convey to you through some of these statistics is the fact that the journey is not easy, and not all people who embark on this journey are actually successful. In fact, majority of them fail. Now, what factors you should consider? There are 4 factors: risk, return, passion, and survival. Let's see each of them in details. We'll see them in the form of a 2x2 matrix. So the first 2x2 matrix, risk versus return trade-off. So x-axis risk, return on the y-axis, low, high, low, high. Now, what I'll do, I'm going to project or superimpose the various profiles of jobs or businesses on this risk return trade-off matrix. Which kind of jobs or business activities fall under low risk profile and low return? Jobs basically which are delivery focused, which are based on standard operating procedure, like an assembly line in a manufacturing plant, like a DPO or a KPO. Very structured, you can't go wrong, you can't go do outstandingly something differentiated. That is this kind of a quadrant. What is the diagonally opposite quadrant? Quadrant 3. High on risk, high on return. This is the world of startup. This is the world of tech startup, probably all of you mean. Because there is scalability because of the technical layer, technology layer, and the return is, you can become a unicorn in a matter of 4 or 5 years. So that is what is the best quadrant to be in if you want to if someone wants. That is the quadrant that is for the startups. Quadrant 2, where your risk profile is high, return is relatively low. Solopreneurship, a mom and pop shop, a restaurant being opened. The restaurant, the guy who is opening the restaurant is actually taking all the market risk. The return is there, return is higher than the job, but it is not definitely very high. Hence, we say the risk is high, return is low, as in on a comparative basis. Quadrant 4, risk is low, return is high. Jobs which have ingenuity in it, creativity in it, sales component in it. Typical jobs like investment bankers, management consultants, strategy consultants. Why? Simply because these guys eventually in their career become partners, which means they own shares of their companies, they own part of their companies, so they are getting quite a high return, right? The partners make really a lot of money, load share amount of money. The risk profile is still less because remember, they are not exposing themselves directly to the market. They are working under the brand of XYZ company or consulting firm, which means if something big happens, some disruption happens, it's not going to directly impact them. Of course, eventually it's going to impact them, but still they are galvanized from the risk. So the key takeaway from this matrix, now rather than the return, you need to focus on the risk element. What is your risk appetite? If your risk appetite is not high, then it is never recommended to get in the right column. It's never recommended to go into a startup journey or into a business solopreneurship, because if your risk appetite is not high, but still you're expecting a substantially healthy return, then equip yourself with the right degrees, do an MBA or right skill set, and just get into the quadrant 4, which is where you have the high flying careers there, so that you can do earn a lot of money, not like a scalable businesspreneur, but much more than a typical Tom, Dick and Harry will do in the market, but at the same time your risk profile is less. Now we'll go to the other 2 factors and we'll see a 2x2 matrix, which is passion versus survival. Now on the x-axis you have survival, which is your survival taken care of? On the y-axis you have passion. The question is, have you sorted out your passion? Is your idea aligned to your passion or key skill set or what you're good at? Now again, we'll look into it in the form of a low, high, low, high. So if you haven't sorted out your passion, or you don't have an idea which is aligned to your passion or skills, and you don't have your survival taken care of, please do not get into the startup business. Focus on your jobs. Jobs are not bad, jobs are good. Give your maximum, outperform others, move fast in the corporate ladder, and be successful. You don't have the risk appetite, you don't have the means. Why do you want to subject yourself to financial, psychological, social penury? Quadrant 3, diagonally opposite. You have your survival sorted out, you have your passion thing sorted out, you know what idea, a breakthrough idea that will differentiate your product or services in the marketplace. Great, start up immediately. Don't dilly-dally, don't delay it. Just jump to it immediately, full time. Leave your job, leave all of the work, just focus on your startup. If you look at quadrant 2, where your survival is taken care of, but you have not really sorted out the idea, I would say don't jump too fast. Don't try to embark on this journey because Tom, Dick and Harry has done it, your friend has done it, or there's a huge opportunity in the marketplace and you feel FOMO, fear of missing out. Don't fall in the trap. Sort out your idea first, because it's very important that you have to sustain that journey of starting up. And that happens when you are intrinsically energized by working on that and not doing it because you thought it will make you a billionaire. So sort out that idea. Once that is sorted, then take the plunge. If you're in quadrant 4, which is where your survival is not sorted, but you have complete clarity on an idea and it's aligned to your passion, strengths, everything, great. I would suggest start immediately, but don't leave your job. There's a lot of work that a startup needs. You can always build the product. It takes time, and you're not doing any commercial transaction while you're building the product. So build your product, find out a proxy partner, find out a partner who can be full-time and you can support. So do everything till the financial transaction happens and sort it out. And probably when you get some traction, get an investment, that will be the right time for you to take a plunge. Yeah. So key takeaways: make sure you align to your risk appetite, whatever activities you're choosing to do. Make sure that your survival is taken care of, and make sure that your passion business is taken care of and the idea is aligned to your passion. These are some of the factors that will really make you successful. Before I end the discussion, I think there are a few other factors or critical success factors for you to consider. At an extrinsic level, I think product to market fit is very important. Don't just fall in love with your idea because it is your idea. Try to see that what specific problem it is solving for a specific customer segment. That's extremely critical. Second thing, find a good founding team along with your co-founders. Make sure that the chemistry is there. Make sure that the skills are complementary. These are very important in the long run. At the intrinsic level, I think you need to sort out your social ecosystem. Your spouse, your parents, they need to align to your journey, right? Because you need your support on this arduous journey. And have some bit of personal finances sorted out so that you don't hit a roadblock, financial roadblock. Yeah. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed the session. Stay focused, stay motivated. Take care. Bye.